the presentation of our speaker and the Q&A session, because we have 2 sessions for today, as you all know. Dear participants, please kindly mute your microphones to avoid any interruptions. Our respected speaker is Mr. Zia Chakir. Currently, he is the satellite desk lead at Terete World. He received his bachelor's degree in electrical and electronic engineering at Caradenis Technical University, and also he pursued his master's degree in international business at London Metropolitan University. Distinguished participants, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Zia Chakir. Mr. Zia, the floor is yours. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Zia, could you mute your mic?
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is okay, thank you.
Okay, hello and assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. As Faris said, my name is Zia Chakir. Normally, I am a technician, guys. I finished engineering, but I'm leading satellite desk in TRT World and TRT Arabic. And since 2015, the TRT World was founded. I'm a technician, as I said before. You might think why the technician guy is explaining how the newsroom operates. There are some reasons why I am doing it, because locally we are middle of the newsroom, and we are together 24 hours. My desk is working 24/7, and they are waiting comment or inquiries from all of the departments in TRT World and TRT Arabic. Before starting it, I would like to say that although every channel has its own unique structure, they have their own kitchen, but mainly the principle of the operation same. They are running the channels with same mentality. That's why I want to start with the examples and the departments. I know I'm not gonna mention every department one by one, because that's huge subject. But I will try to help you, and at the end of the day, I hope you will be happy with that, and it will make you to love or like this industry and join the media one day. And I hope you will help the countries where we are live, and of course Islam. As I said before, the stat desk is the middle of the newsroom and connects editorial and technical departments together. They units them. It's kind of bridge. We monitor operations in newsroom. We follow plannings meetings, and we do act depend on what they say. During my session, Farid can help me. You can ask question, or end of the session you can ask your question, and I don't want people to get bored, because it's quite long and maybe it's boring a little bit. TRT World has 750 workers all over the world, and also TRT Arabic has 200. Some of them are editorial, some of them are technical. Let's start with TRT World, because I am working on TRT World side and I have more knowledge about them. We have studio in Istanbul, studio in London, studio in DC. Additionally, we have plenty offices in all over the world. So this, when we think 750, quite a lot amount. It's not, because you have to cover all over the world. the 750, not big amount. There are structure in Newsroom, like some departments: input department, output department, program, technique departments, studio operation, plenty of it. I just try to mention what you needed, or what we can speak about it. Let's start with input, because input is the biggest department in the Newsroom. They have their own departments under input, like planning, news gathering, news desk, the actual cameramans, the camera departments, correspondent, creative, promo, plus output has own departments under output department, output desk and the interview desk. I will come to them after. Let me the name of the departments, then I will come to them one by one. We have program department. If you are watching TRT World, our most seen watch program is Newsmaker. Imran Garda was used to Imran Garda was presenting it, but he left last month, so the other guy came. He was quite famous. Another program, the Straight Talk, Showcase, Beyond the Game, Newsfeed, etc. Another department in TRT World, technical departments, including satellite desk, MCR is master control room, media managers, craft editors, TX we call continuity, archive, ingest, and studio operations. One of the rundown for news bulletin can be prepared by using scheduled news, daily routine news, the breaking news, or etc. This is the input's duty, the preparing the news and send it to output, or propose them. Can we do this? Can we not do this? Is it worth to do it? Something like that. Why we do this, and when we do this. We have meeting every morning, every weekend, and every month. What they say, they offer their proposal. If it is accepted, they work on it. If not, it is rejected. One of the important department in input, the planning. They follow all follow and organize the news that has been previously known or declared, like Putin and Erdogan will be meeting in Moscow. They have to follow it. When they knew it, they start negotiating with input manager. They say, can we send Corro? If the answer is yes, they contact with the coordinator. They arrange the tickets, flight, accommodation. They also arrange cameraman, 3G device, we call 4G these days. And they also find out what packages they can do while they are in the location. So it might be seen so easy, just Erdogan and Putin meeting in Moscow, that's it. Maybe too many things after that decision has to be made if someone needs to go to Moscow. So departments, the budgets, the volume of the news, does it worth or no? And the prices, sometimes it needs accreditation. So just imagine how many departments involving this. Another department, correspondence. The correspondent job is not only going Moscow and speak about what they are speaking. Before they go, they have to work on their lesson, what they will be spoken, what might be happen, and during that term, what could I do extrally, what footage we can take and I use in my packages, and while I am there, where am I going to stay by contacting with our department. So they have to do it by themselves. Sometimes the event happening in London, so we have our own studio in London. We don't need to send choro from Istanbul. They send their own choros from London. If the location not London or DC, we check and we send the nearest on and suitable one from London, from DC or Istanbul or Ankara. So it is quite complicated. The department. I need to tell that sometimes our correspondent will go to the event location by presidential plane. It depends presidency. If they let, we go. Another department is actual cameraman. What they do, if the correspondent needs to go somewhere, they have to prepare themselves and go with him. How they prepare themselves? They take their 3G kits, their camera, their lights, their gadgets. While they are there, they take the most wanted footage, some extra one for packages. They help Coro to join our program for lives, for bulletins. So this is the another department. Another one, promo. What promo do? They produce videos and images on the subject that intends our advertisement. Like there is an event in Istanbul and one presenter and 3 attendancy, 3 person from universities or politicians. It will be a small seminar. What they do, they prepare advertisement, they background, some logos. This is the promote and the creative job. I mean, we don't mention their name in Newsroom, but when the time comes up, it is needed. We need them. There is another department in TRT World, news gathering. The producer or correspondent, when they find something needs to be done, something needs to be seen on TV, they come with the ideas to news gathering. The news gathering examine it, checks it, and if it is worth to do it by checking the budget and safety and some other things, they accept or they reject. Sometimes, due to the security reason, the war zone, they do not send. Even they send, they have to take their safety equipments, like helmet, like the vest or bullets. Another department in news desk, in input is the news desk, one of the key department. What they do, they follow all the agencies. They check the daily internet web page. They find something as a data and sports output. They give some offers. Can we do this? Is this the worth to do it? Then if they get approval from output and output manager, they decided to go with correspondent, freelancer, or the guest. Sometimes they need someone to speak about it, to illustrate the screen, not only reading news and showing some footage. It is not very nice on screen. So they find the guests, they find expert from the university. Sometimes it's very helpful. They put it in front of camera and they speak about the subject, and it shows the screen more rich. So when we are doing this, what Satdesk does, whoever from any department, they come to Satdesk and they say, look, we have a guest on this subject from Nigeria. Can we find studio? If we find it, how much is it? So after we finding studio, it has to be approved because we have our own budget. It cannot be over the budget, or we cannot give, we cannot accept the less quality. It has to be over the quality and under the budget. So the finding needs or finding subject is not enough. You have to find your expert who speaks about what you found, and you need to find, cooperate with Satdesk. You need to find the studio or 4G or whatever. I will come to that part later on. So input has these kind of things, but the newsroom mostly, the departments in newsroom mostly from inputs, because they are working really hard. They need to check all over the world, even nighttime, because they are night shift workers. They are checking it, and they give proposal to the other departments. By the way, I tell you something. We have, as I said before, we have office in London. We finish in Istanbul 12 GMT with Turkish time. The London takes over. Then after 4 hours, DC takes over. So by doing this 24 hours, we do live news bulletin. So imagine that someone from Istanbul, if he or she finds something, they can offer London or DC. Can we do this? Because control on there with that times. Second department, big department in newsroom is the output. There are two departments under outputs, output and interview. The output departments, in the light of the information they receive, they prepare the news packages with the help of agencies and our own sources. Subtitles are prepared by them, and the correct images are found by them according to the news, what they write, according to the script. Another department, interview. It is the unit that's really hard unit to find and convince expert, academicians, and politicians to join our program. As I said before, it is really difficult job. We call them the modern beggars, because they have to persuade people to come and join our program. Some of them, they have bias, they don't want to come. Some of them, they ask money. To be honest, we are giving some of them. Some of them, they don't want. They have to persuade them. Sometimes it takes days. So it is the department I shouldn't recommend you if you are involved in this industry. As I said, two big departments, input and output. They have their own titles in their departments, like executive program editor. I'm talking about outputs. Executive program editors, under program editor. Another one, deputy program editor. Then senior output producer. then output producer, deputy output producer, and associate output producer. So there is levels. So we start with associate, then slowly going up, and every job has been done by someone else. It has to be approved above. I mean, it has to be approved by executive program editor. So you cannot do something by yourself until you become executive program editor. As I said, we have programs. The programs, we have different programs in the subject of sometimes sports, current affairs, art, entertainment. So we have different kind of programs, and all the programs comes to SATDESK and ask. We have guests from that location. If the studio is available, what we can do, how we can get our guests to the program to make it. So the program departments is the unique department and runs by the program departments manager, but it is kind of connected with Newsroom because they follow same subject, like COVID-19 happening everywhere. So program cannot do something not related to today's current affair. So they are together. After all of those, I mentioned the editorial side. I want to touch a little bit technical departments. Technical team quite big. Let's start with MCR. I know the some maybe it come to you a little bit strange, but when you get in the industry, the after days you getting used to it. It's coming to you familiar. So MCR means Master Control Room. SATDESK find studio. SATDESK determine the satellite details, or 4G or fiber, whatever connection is. Let the MCR to do their job. What MCR does? They downlink the signal, check the framing, check the signal quality, check the audio quality, make it ready, and tell them heat time, be ready. And line producers in the MCR tell the guests your question this. You have 3 minutes before the live heat. So it is complicated, easy but complicated. Small mistake makes big problem, but if you work smoothly, you will not have anything end of the day. So the MCR we have in Istanbul and Ankara. There are links between Istanbul to Ankara, fiber links, and also there are links London to Istanbul. There are links, 3 links, DC to Istanbul. So if the guest goes to the DC, we get them via our fiber line to Istanbul, and we get help sometimes from DC, from Ankara office. Just imagine, there are a million scenarios. The weather is not good in Istanbul, and we need to downlink something. What we can do? Our MCR in Ankara, we call them, can you downlink for us? If they are available, they do, and they send us via fiber. So that's something you need to find every day. You need to play it like Sudoku. If Ankara is busy, you need to ask DC. You need to ask another option, or you need to ask the provider change the transmission type. Don't come to us via uplink. Just come fiber, 4G, internet. So it's quite enjoyable job, MCR. Stressful but enjoyable. Another departments in TRT world, media managers. What they do, they control all videos, videos and audio inputs, examines their copyrights. You cannot use something you shouldn't. Otherwise, you get fined maybe sometimes $1 million or something around that. So it is really important. You need your limit. You must not border the line, red line. Otherwise, you will get fined. Definitely, everyone is watching, and if you use some footage which is not you are allowed to use, you will get fined. The media managers, they do this with legal department, working with legal department, and also when they get the videos, they do naming convention. Just imagine the thousands of videos are coming to TRT, and the recording in archive and waiting there. You have to find proper naming convention to find them when they are needed. So it is also quite a difficult job. You have to be so careful. As I said, there are agencies. As a TRT World, we are getting the agencies feed from AP, Reuters, AFP, CNBC, AA, which is Turkish, DHA, and IHA. So the seven, or I think more than seven, the agencies coming to TRT, and they are being recording. Otherwise, if they need some footage and we cannot find, it will be a problem. So we've been recording them 24/7, and we keep them like a month. Then if they don't want to use it, they delete it. But it has to be wait there some while. I think 1 month. I'm not sure exactly how many days. So media managers, they are controlling and operating that part. Another department in TRT World, craft editors. What they do, they help producers to prepare their packages. The cut, we use I think 3 different cut program in Edit Suites, Final Cut and the others. They cut, they play, they be careful about losing frame or the black screen mistake. So they are helping producers to prepare their packages. The continuity, TX, another department. What they do, TRT World not only providing live program. Sometimes there are programs has to be rebroadcast again. I think Newsmaker, we are rebroadcasting 3 times a day after it is shooted. So continuity, what they do after finishing live, they count and take the control from the gallery and play the program on that time. Otherwise, it will be black screen on the screen, and trust me, it will be seen, and you will have the fine for that. That's for this reason. This is important. Also, they put a logo. The TX continuity, they put logo, TRT World logo when they are going uplink. Another department is archive. They record all the materials, used or not used material. They storage them, and when it's needed, we go and ask them, the archive friends, is there any footage from Merkel Putin's meeting 2021, 2020 January, all or what you have for COVID-19, what footage you have. So the archive, they help us to find all material and help us to find the footage and audios already being recorded. Another department is ingest. What ingest does? Ingest record the live programs. In our studio, there are 7 cameras. Just imagine we are having a bulletin in Istanbul. We have 7 cameras, and the director is choosing only one for PGM, out of the studio cameras, 7 cameras, he's only choosing one. The one of them going for record. But ingest, record every single one. We might think why we are doing this. I ask same questions to myself when we start in this industry. And then I realized that there are some high position guy, high class guy, VIP guest from somewhere else. They are coming our studio and having live with our presenter. And after 2 hours, the presenter has changed. Just imagine another presenter and presenting same news. It needs that same guy, but guy cannot stay there because he's VIP. He already given his speech. So the one of the camera only shoots the guest every time, even VIP or no. The day comes and we use it. So on that time, we cut it off. We use that special camera 7's footage for the day after the bulletins, maybe a month after we use. It is so important. You use once a month, but it is important. When it is needed, it has to be there. Otherwise, it is problematic. Another department in technical side, my department, SAT desk. As I said before, we are breach of in 2 departments. The requests are coming to SAT desk. We are working on them. We are passing the information to technical side. In this term, we are informing technical side. This might come, this might not. And also informing the requester side, which is Newsroom side. Look, this live might be expensive. You need to get approval from your line managers. Otherwise, it has to be problematic. What I can tell you, we are in Turkey and the world is sapphire, and we cannot see every single satellites from Turkey. Same as in USA, they cannot see Eutelsat or Turksat. Maybe they see their own satellites, but we cannot. Just I give you an example. There is a live from USA, and we need to downlink in Istanbul. We cannot see the satellite. What we can do? We call it turnaround in technically in our department. What they do, the one of the country middle of the USA and Turkey, maybe UK, what they do, they downlink the satellite. It's the one of the seen in US. They downlink it. They put it another satellite. So it's like going up, going down, up and down. So 2 times going satellite. It is delay. It is extra cost. It is time. It is lip sync problem. So it has to be fixed by technical guys. Why I inform the technical side? I might have live from the USA via satellite. You will face these problems. You prepare yourself. Another example, which is funny for me, the one of the live we had from Melbourne. We spoke with the studio. We booked and we asked them transmission. They said we have a fiber line between Melbourne to Sydney. Then after, the signal will go to the LA, Los Angeles. Then it will come to the London, British Tower. Then you can take it from British Tower. So in this transmission, how many hubs? Sydney 1, LA 2, London 3, and Istanbul 4. Every hub means money. The infrastructure has been established years ago. They have done it. They make it and they are making money. They made it and they are making money with that way. So I was asking him why we cannot get from Sydney to Istanbul directly. There is no satellite can be seen in both country. It has to be via fiber or internet connectivity. They are not using 4G devices. They say we only use fiber. What we understand from this, they want their friends to make money with this. I know this is technical side, but it is funny, and I want you to understand the market and industry. They are making their friends to they want their friends to make money. So this is the way. If you want to play, this is the rules. Inshallah, one day we will create our infrastructure, and we will go with them. But today we have to pay 200 euros or 100 euros for each hub. After it comes to the London, I ask British Tower, can you put it uplink, and I get it from the Eutelsat or Turksat or any of the satellite we can see in Istanbul. So it is complicated. The SAT desk has to be work with every department, every technical department. Has to tell them, look, it might come from this or this. Please be prepared. So we because of we are working every editorial department, we I don't want to say that we know how Newsroom works. I hope you are understanding me. When we are finding the provider for the live, for the guests, illustrating our programs, our news bulletin, finding the studio, it needs some criteria. We have our concerns: the quality, the budget, the reliability. Some of the provider, they are saying yes, but they are not answering us. So the one day yes, the other day no. So you have to prepare your own provider list and work with them for a long time, not only one day. They start knowing you, you start knowing them, and the relation is growing and the reliability is increasing. I don't want to take your time too much, but I want to tell you lastly, the 4G technology is bringing the big development in our industry. So we don't need to go with such a the provider, as I said, in Sydney, and we will get over this, and we will work directly to the providers via 4G devices. And these days there are applications which can be used by our phones, and the quality is quite good and doing live from the streets. I will tell you the last example from Istanbul. We are preparing ourselves for opening the Hagia Sophia this Friday, inshallah. There was a meeting about that. I give you last example to understand how Newsroom operates. We had meeting 2 weeks ago. We determined what we're gonna have, and we informed every single department what you should do. And they need 4 cameras, one Jimmy Jeep, and it has to be nice places, clear shot to the Hagia Sophia, and it has to be accredited, and the drone has to be get permission from the governor, and the worker crew, whoever will come to work with us, has to be accredited. So the TRT's SNG has to be there on time, has to see the satellite, and to find the proper place for SNG truck. So I want to tell you how it goes. It's not only one side. Get the truck, and no, get the truck. Find the director. Ask director, what do you want? I need platform. How high? How big? What is the dimensions? What kind of the chair you want? What color? Do you want to stand up or the sitting interview? How many guests do you want? How many mic? How many earpiece? How many IFB? Do you need tent? It might be sunny or rainy. So too many things you have to concern. The Newsroom, they are they have to concern. They are concerning, but they have to concern. So what I can tell you, that's kind of a great market, great job, enjoyable. You don't know, you don't realize how times go, how times goes, because nearly 6 years, I don't, it's like yesterday I started, because you are always busy with nicest busy, is not giving too much harm, especially when you finish your job and getting the emails which your managers or TRTs, the big bosses, sending you his thanks. It makes you happy when you are sleeping. So I want you to be honest, I recommend you to join and to be part of maybe TRT World or TRT Arabic one day, inshallah. This is what I can tell you. I don't want to take your time too much, because I know there is another session. You might have your questions. If you have, please, I'm happy to answer if I can. As I said before, I am the technician, guys. I try to help and tell how it goes. Inshallah, I managed to do it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zia, for this informative, valuable, and interested talk. Dear participants, I would like to open the Q&A session. You know the usual procedure. Please just raise your hand and I will call your name to unmute your microphone and ask your questions. I am sure Mr. Zia will be pleased to answer your questions as well.
Inshallah.
I would like to call Ahmed Abdi from Ethiopia. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go.
Okay, I want to thank the guest speaker for his beautiful presentation. I really do not have much experience about how studios and things like that work, but I was wondering how, guests coming to the studio sometimes connect to the main studio. How does that plan go?
In Istanbul, do you mean, or the abroad offices?
I mean, if you are speaking from somewhere and then you want to connect directly to a certain studio, how that process usually works.
Yeah. There are some ways. Sometimes, to be honest, in South of America, studio prices is so expensive. They're more than $2,000. Sometimes, what we do, the ticket to Istanbul is less than $2,000. What we do, if it is like program and the long term the news, we might take him twice or 3 times. We buy their tickets to come Istanbul. If not, if he cannot come, let's say we need to do in Beirut. We have our providers for 5 of them. The first option, we go to the studio and ask them, look, we have a guest between this to this. We use with GMT, by the way. This is so important, because if you tell them with Istanbul time we need studio 10 to 10:30, they might think with their local time and it might cause problem. So everyone uses GMT time in this industry. When we tell them we need guest 10:00 to 10:15 GMT today from Beirut, the guest details Mr. blah blah blah, and his number is this one. Can you please call him, get confirmation, attendance confirmation, then after you send me satellite details. If not, please do not book the satellite. He calls the guest accepts, mostly accepts, or no. They offer him a taxi. Do you need transportation? If the guest says yes please, then the provider sends him the taxi. They pick him up from his location, bring him to the studio, provider pay the taxi and the invoice to TRT. I think I can answer your question. If not, please give me more details about your question.
You are right, but I'm asking you how you can connect to another studio online. This is more like online.
No, yeah. There are many ways. The satellite, IP decoders, based internet, 4Gs. If there is nothing like curfew, no one cannot go outside. Of course we use Skype, but there are many ways. That's the easiest part, especially from the same origin in the world, because we are using same satellites.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zia. Mr. Zahir from Afghanistan, please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Zia, for excellent presentation. I want to ask that, do you have live broadcasts from Afghanistan, and how you overcome with low internet qualities or with other countries with low internet connectivity?
Yes, we have our providers in Afghanistan, especially Kabul. Maybe you may heard about it, IHA. They have a studio running by Afghani guys, and one of the nicest provider in Afghanistan. To be honest, we never had problem with them. They are using uplink. In Afghanistan, we do not prefer internet connection, Skype or 4G. We do not. If the internet, dedicated internet they have, we do. When we do that, when we send our cameraman Afghanistan to do live with us, we ask them, can you please find cable internet with dedicated data speed, like 6 megabit internet? We do accept. Otherwise, we use satellite. Where starting 2015 to now, 90% of our lives from Afghanistan via uplink, because as you said, the internet speed is a little bit low there.
Thank you, Mr. Zia. I would like to give the floor to Abdinur from Kenya. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you so much, the host, and I would also like to appreciate Mr. Zia, the presenter for this session. My question is, having looked at the programming at TRT and looking at the coordination of the regions, for example, from Africa, from Kenya, and many other countries, do you have those representatives with you based in Turkey, or you have regional bureaus, or how have you been able to manage that?
Yeah, good question. Good question, brother. We used to work with FSN, Future Stereo News, based in USA. They have bureaus in Africa. And these days, the agreement just finished. We are using freelancer in those locations. You are right. Al Jazeera, they have their own reporters, most of every country in Africa, but we are not. I just said 750 people we have. Just when you compare with the world and countries, 750 is not big deal. So we do not have enough crew to send Africa. But you are right. We should find local workers for TRT World, local journalists for TRT World to stay there, do packages, to a live connection. You are right, that's our mind's point, but TRT World management working on it. These days we are working with freelancers, where the application, Avivest application, we are using for them for connectivity, transmission. Sometimes we are sending SNG, the mobile live, the vehicles for television. We are sending if there is a special event like it happened in Johannesburg, we send it. But that's our less side. Inshallah, we will fix it. We don't have it these days. At this time, we don't have it.
Inshallah. I would like to give the floor to Shogofa from Afghanistan.
Yes, hello everyone. First, I actually want to thank for this informative section that you have. And second, I want to know that there's a lot of ways that we can connect to our guests. Sorry, I should start my video as well. But the one way that can be very professional for TVs that they are in a high quality so what will be? Because you mentioned about Skype and about others connectivity, but the most important that for some media is to be very professional. So I want to know about that. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for the question. You are right. There are many ways for transmission. When we start, we can say the uplink was one of the best quality one. We did prefer uplink because the quality is wanted one, and the risk is low. That is one side. The other side, after the technological development, the 3G technology is really increased. So we are getting nearly same quality with 3G kits. So we start thinking about which one is better. We are not looking only one perspective. Of course, quality plus budget. The television is the one of the expensive industry in this world. You don't know how much they are spending only for live studios a month. So of course they are concerning on it. Our teams working on it. But if you need one of the highest live from somewhere, I would prefer uplink. But there are another tricks. It is so easy to connecting someone via Skype, but someone is taking the wrong side. The light is coming from the guest's backside, and the screen is shiny. So you are not getting maximum efficiency. You understand? So our MCR, when they contact with the guests, they tell them, please turn your face to the window. Light comes on your face. Please, nothing behind you which is shining. So we are trying to get more beneficial from them. But if you are asking me which is the best, I can still say that the uplink is the best one these days, but it will change very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zia. Is there anything else that you want to say or add before concluding?
Thanks to everyone. Inshallah, if you guys organize one day, come to visit us in Istanbul and visit our newsroom. Inshallah, I will help to show and explain more. And by seeing it is gonna be, of course, is easy, better. So inshallah, one day we'll be meeting in Istanbul.
Inshallah. In conclusion, I would like to thank our respected speaker once again for this informative session. Dear participants, our second session for today shall focus on arts and culture in media, and it will be conducted by our guest, Ms. Nursena. It shall begin after some few minutes, probably after 10 minutes, in which my colleague, Ms. Amel, will moderate the session. Thank you all.